Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the book set Completionist. My name is Tom, and here we are at episode 20. Not yet quite the milestone that a 25th episode would be, but stay tuned for that episode in a couple of weeks, I'm sure. Right. Today, I'll be revealing this book set, and I'm reviewing a science fiction novel, two novels actually, but they are conveniently condensed into one novel. Two stories, one novel. All right, let's get into this. What you see behind me is not the actual size of this set because it's actually only 3 books. But I've got a duplicate of one of them, and why not show all of them? Because the more books, the better. So it's a trilogy, yes. It was published, well, the books were published in 2005, 6, and 7. And the genre here is historical fiction with a bit of fantasy in it, heroic fantasy, as some might call it. So we have a hybrid genre here, historical fiction with heroic fantasy. But who wrote it? Unfortunately, the author of these books is no longer with us. Although these are not very old books, sadly, the author has passed away. And he has written a lot of other books in the fantasy genre. This is, I think, his only work in historical fiction. Yeah, maybe I'm wrong. The final book was co-authored with the author's daughter. Yes. And okay. This story is a reinvention of the legend of Troy. I'm sure you are familiar with that. It's been on my channel before in other forms. Let's see, what are we talking about? Well, the author's name is David Gemmell. And, well, I've told you what the series is already. It's Troy. Okay, here we are. The first part is called Lord of the Silver Bow. The second part is Shield of Thunder, which I have twice. And the final part is Fall of Kings. Yes. So let's take a closer look at these and see if there's maps. There need to be maps. All right. Okay, here we go. The first part is the Lord of the Silver Bow. There is a map. Of course, there has to be a map. Okay, here it is. It's called the Great Green. It's the area between Greece and now what is called Turkey. Classic. This is the place where all these Greek myths took place. And there's a smaller map up here, zooming into here where Troy is, and that's of course where the story takes place. Okay. Then part 2 is called Shield of Thunder, which I have over here, but which I also have in this edition with a cool Trojan horse on the cover. And the map here is bigger, so better. Bigger is better. Okay. There. Again, the same map as before, but on a bigger page. I like the way that these pages are cut. It gives you a little bit of a classic feel, old parchments. This feels like it matches with the content, right? Old stuff, old legend. Yes, that is nice. And then finally, Fall of Kings. Now also with Stella Gemmell, his daughter. Stella Gemmell has also written her own books. Looking for those. Okay, here we have the map here. Okay, that's the same as before, but now we have a bigger detailed map of Troy, the field of battle. That looks great. Okay, there you go. Fall of Kings, Shield of Thunder, or if you like pocket-sized novels, and Lord of the Silver Bow. Okay, so here we have the book of this episode. It's a double bonanza, 2 novels in one binding. Alien Art and Arcturus Landing by Gordon R. Dickson, published in 1981. This is science fiction. Mr. Dickson has written a lot of other works. I've got a lot of that too. And I'm sure it will appear again on the channel in the future. But here we are. Not a very well-known book, I can say, because looking at Goodreads, there aren't that many reviews. I wonder why. Maybe because it's not that great. I can say that. Okay, so what is this about? The first story is called Alien Art. So what does that title tell you? What does the cover show you? An animal, but not just any animal. That is the alien of the title story over here. It's an otter, not your average garden variety otter, but an alien one on a different planet. So in this story, we're looking at a colony world where humans have started living sometime. It's not specified what the timeline is in the future. But there have been several generations living on that planet. It's pretty low tech. People are doing sort of a hunting lifestyle with like what you see in like the Wild West of America when that started happening. So there's also a couple of cities where life is more advanced, and this world is still underdeveloped, but they want to develop themselves more and they want to industrialize themselves further. But in this world, there are people living and they have rights and they have voting rights. That means that the people living on that planet can vote whether they want industrialization or not. That's the backdrop. And most people do, because it will mean they get money, they will get rich. And they've been preparing for that. It's important for why am I telling you this? It's important for what happens in the story. The story itself is about 2 people, a man and a woman, pretty young. And the man is a hunter, the girl is a city dweller, and they are friends. This man also has a strange relationship with that alien otter. They can communicate sort of through clicking and warbling and splitting, kind of sounds, I don't know. And this guy has been in touch with this alien for a long time, and it knows it well, and he knows that the alien has a skill. These otters grow fangs and teeth all the time, and so what they do to kind of, well, file them down, rather what we would do with our nails. No, these otters need to bite stuff, claw stuff anywhere around them so that their teeth and nails don't grow too long. So this otter is able to create statues, and that's what it did. It has created a statue, and this guy thinks that that is special, and so he goes to the city to meet an art dealer and says, yo, I've got this alien statue, this alien art, right, made by an alien. So hey, we want to buy it? And this guy says, well, why not? Bring it here and I'll decide what to make of that. Okay, so the guy goes to see his alien friend. He brings along the girl. It's pretty far away. It's in the jungle. It's hard terrain. It's pretty rough country. And they then go on this adventure to bring the statue to the city to sell it. But along the way, they run into all sorts of trouble. People oppose this statue coming to the city for some reason that later turns out to be important. and they meet some sort of police guy along the way who tries to shoot the otter because the police guy thinks it's a wild animal, but misunderstanding along, these guys get angry with the police guy and chase him away, and this starts a sort of gossip chain of events where these two people, the main characters, are being painted as criminals, and they're trying to bring this statue into the city as a part of a revolutionary movement against the vote of more industrialization, because there's a vote coming up. The people of that planet can vote whether they want that industrialization or not, and the powers that be see this statue as a representation of opposition against that industrialization. You see some clear anti-colonial sentiments in this novel, where the author wants us to know that he's against colonization and that people should not spoil pristine worlds, natural worlds. We should leave them as they are, because if you industrialize, eventually it will all turn into pollution and chaos and miserable environments. So eventually they reach the city. The author goes with them. There's adventures, there's trouble. You can read that. And what I don't think is very good about the story is how easily the people are manipulated into voting against their supposed interest at the start. These interests are financial, but once they see the statue coming into the city, they feel like, wow, well, this is such a special thing, and oh my god, it's made by an alien, and this alien is a native of this world, and we are really the invaders, and we are destroying it. And all of a sudden they just decide not to vote for that development, that industrialization that they all along wanted. So what? Okay, I don't buy it. I think it's a little bit easy, but overall it's not bad. It's an interesting story with some new ideas. So there's that. Okay. The second story is called Arcturus Landing. This one is better than the first one. This one deals with, I think, a more interesting idea. That idea is, at some point in the future, we as humans, we develop space travel, but it's still pretty basic, like what it is now. We can travel into space, but not at super high speeds. So we've built a spaceship. We're traveling out of our solar system. Pretty. And as we are venturing outside of our solar system, we get stopped. We get stopped by aliens. Well, this time the aliens are outside of the main world. The story is on Earth, okay? And the aliens are outside of our solar system, as opposed to the other story where humans went into space. It's not the same universe, nothing connected with these stories. It's completely separated from each other. And so we get out into vast space. We get stopped by aliens who are telling us, no, you can't. Go back. You are not worthy of space travel because you're going at it way too slowly. Your ship, it's crap. It's too slow. Get out. So apparently, the universe is populated with all sorts of alien races that we had never known about. And the moment we set foot out of our solar system, we meet these aliens, and they tell us that basically we are not advanced enough. So they tell us, you go back, you develop something that's called FTL, faster than light. So also warp speed has been called in Star Trek, for example, or there have been other names. Basically, you travel faster than light. That's sort of what space travel should be, because if you travel at the speed of light, you're never going to get far. Okay, so these aliens tell us, go back, develop that, make that technology, and once you do, then we'll let you in, and you can benefit fully from every alien race out there. And you could trade, and you could do stuff, you could make alliances, whatever. Until then, they do want to placate us a bit, saying, okay, once now that you're here, we'll give you something. We're going to trade you some alien technology that we already have, and it's going to make your life a lot better. This alien tech is nothing to be sniffed at. Is that the right expression? It's good stuff. This alien technology makes life a lot easier, makes people not, well, it stops the necessity of working, for example. We don't have to work anymore. There's no need, because the technology has made everything better, has made everybody rich, and so that makes people focus more on developing this technology of faster than light travel. Okay. That's the background. So an alien federation stopping us, quarantining us, basically saying, no, don't go out until you reach the right and proper technology. Until then, we will just make you happy with some small stuff, which is still very significant for us, like I said. So the main character here is a scientist who is trying to develop that technology. His employer is a very big conglomeration of companies that now deal with these aliens. This company is trading with the aliens, is bringing in the new tech and exporting whatever the aliens think is beneficial to them that somehow we have here. But you see clearly an organization working together with aliens, and the rest of the people trying to develop the right technology so we can advance. And what we see is a sort of conspiracy where the scientist is not allowed to, because he's pretty smart and he's getting close to finding that FTL technology that we're looking for. But the company says, oh, these aliens, they said stop because you're doing it the wrong way. Just stop this and try again, try something else, because this will not be good. Yeah, that's sort of the message that this company has, supposedly on behalf of the aliens. But what's really going on is something more sinister, is that the companies is trying to monopolize everything. And if humanity was able to get to the technology that they're looking for, then everything would open up. People could travel into space, and this company would lose its relevance. Yeah. So this scientist, he's told to stop, but he doesn't want to. He teams up with some other people. He even teams up with an alien that's on Earth. It has the shape of a giant squirrel, because why not? And this team is then trying to escape, trying to develop the technology outside of the spying eyes of that company. They go to Venus. They get it done. Their technology is not really about faster than light travel. It's more about teleportation, it turns out. And eventually they do meet the aliens who have, imposed this quarantine on the world. And by showing that now we have this technology, we should be accepted into this space federation and be a full member of that society. Yeah, and that's pretty okay. I'm spoiling it a little bit, but I think still it's a decent story. It's very short. I mean, the book is 300 pages split into, oops. So it's an easy read. It's a bit simplistic. It's just, lighthearted fun, nothing too deep. You can try and get it and read it and enjoy it. Okay, I did. Yeah, it was fun. Okay, thank you for watching, and see you again in the next video. Bye.